just go there. What is that? ESC.
Hold on.
Okay.
You getting me?
Yeah, can you see me on the YouTube stream?
Well, I'm seeing you just now on the Zoom. Let me go to the YouTube on my phone.
Yeah, go to the YouTube thing. Let's see. Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me go to
Okay, yeah, I can see myself.
Okay, no, you
There's
yes,
delay.
you can. Yeah, there's a slide. There's a lag, of course.
But it is coming late.
Yes,
Very
there is a delay.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see this side. Yeah,
Okay.
There's a slide.
Okay.
There's a lag.
Yes, of course.
The lag
There
of
is.
more than 2 minutes. About 2 minutes.
There is a lag. It's okay. That's how it is. Okay, so that is what the world will be seeing. They won't know if it's a delay or not unless they're watching both, right?
I've just turned it and put the potato. I've just turned it now and put the potato. Okay.
So this is long for 30 minutes.
So you would have to make sure that you are not on both devices at the same time. Or if you're on both, if you have to be on both, then you'll have to mute. You have to mute one of them because there will be an echo.
I'm so sorry about that. I was just catching something. So are you still getting me clearly on the Zoom?
Yes, I can see you right here.
Are you getting me loud enough on the Zoom?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
So I just
Now,
wanted
what I
to
will
test.
do is,
I just wanted us to test the Zoom, the YouTube transmission.
okay. So what I want to do as well is to try the anthem, whether you will hear it clearly.
Yeah, can you mute your YouTube, your live stream on YouTube? YouTube. Can you?
Okay.
Okay, but can you mute your YouTube?
No. The only thing which then even the Zoom, it looks like the network is slow.
No, let's just close your YouTube altogether, right? Just close it so that you're not streaming.
Yes, I have. I've closed it.
Okay. So this is Zoom right here, right? You're saying it's slow?
Well, because there were times that you were freezing on my screen and you say something is stopped before it comes later. So what, can I just try to see what you get when I play the anthem? Let me just play it, a short part of it, and you listen whether you can get it clearly.
It is clear.
You get it? Good. Good. So let me go and set up at my own table because I was just in the sitting room. There's too much movement. Let me go set up and get ready.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yes.
You're inside the bar, because you put this flip cocktail at the bar. You just put the split cocktail inside glasses and put wine inside.
Today is a day for this thing we are doing. It's a big day. Because we are doing EleCom, we are doing, and then we are streaming. They're streaming on YouTube as well, so that it is seen internationally. So what we are doing, and the people interact internationally, and we say to do that because what is going to, we're going to put it on Zoom, else there will be a lot of interruption. Some people talk a lot. So when it is time for, people can just study. Matt,
Yes.
no commander.
And then
Okay, Bob, Rockama.
Yakama. Not only
Okay.
so don't go to both years about day.
It's about 10 just so.
Okay, make it.
Actually.
Okay, me check it.
Uh-huh. Kone batu number ka kurumba de wo.
Yeah, Walters, check your text me out WhatsApp, please.
Yes. Joined already.
Okay. I'm getting this thing, maybe because I'm using the same laptop.
What is it you're talking about?
Okay. You know, the streaming, the back end, I'm getting sounds from it as well. So when you talk, then after a few minutes, I get the same thing back.
Sorry, say that again.
No, from the streaming, I'm getting an
You mean
echo from the streaming.
okay, it's echoing. How many devices are you using?
That is the thing. That it's just
Good, the other one, which is only dialogue. Good, there's another one. What is this? A music name again? Okay. Lucy Brand, isn't it? Just get Lucy Brand there. I'll get another one.
okay. It's 12:05.
Is it on the mirror?
Mm.
It's gonna work.
Good morning, everybody, or is it good evening, everybody? This is Jessie.
Good afternoon there, Jesse, and it's almost evening here in the UK and in Cameroon. So you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Sister Jessie, welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So I've just told the people that pastor is there. I asked him to be singing Imban. He is not wanting to sing Imban. So what do you mean Imban class of Corona?
Morning. Morning.
Good morning.
I keep saying morning because this is morning.
Bad?
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, I know. Good evening.
Okay.
So we're waiting for some more people, right?
Yes, we're just waiting for more people. Actually, I know people are still logging in. Some probably might be struggling. Like some called me and they are struggling, especially in Cameroon, the people who have to sing the anthem. But fortunately, we have a copy of the anthem which they copied. They recorded it. So if they don't get the link, if they don't have the connection, we'll still have the anthem.
Okay. All right.
I think we should also be aware that some people are on YouTube, not on
Yes,
this.
they are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. Hello, Matthew.
I'm sure. Okay, yeah, Matthew is there. He's muted.
Are you drinking my free? No. Don't be afraid of falling. Matthew, unmute yourself.
Hola.
Trying to figure out what's What's going on here?
Matthew is talking, we are not hearing.
Matthew, maybe you need to go off and then come on again and use the dial-in with your phone.
Well, let me call him. Where is this?
Okay. So far we have, I see just one candidate. Don't know where they are.
Okay. Yeah, I can realize now the difficulty Matthew has. Network is really a problem with him. Got a big problem with network. All right. Barista, Baba Gama, there's a bomb Gama.
Okay.
There's a bomb Gama actually. No, I know you cannot identify him. No. It's okay. There's no big issue now. So, so I know there are already some people on YouTube. My YouTube, just be patient. With some technical things, but then there is no major issue. So, it's 5 o'clock. We agreed to start at 5 o'clock. So nobody should go away. Just stay and keep on the steam. Everything coming to you at any moment from now.
Good evening to everyone. Mr. Chairman, just to indicate that in case you are still waiting for others, we have 4 candidates who are here with me. We have Mr. Gapche Vincent. We have Mr. Ndwawa Gideon. Of course, we have myself, Walter Etamo, and Mr. Nkonda Paul. So we have 4 candidates that will be logging in through this account. So just in case you are still waiting, thinking they will be coming in, they are already on.
I'm also on.
Good.
I'm also
We
on.
are happy. We are happy to hear that. We are happy to hear that. Let's just know how many candidates. I want to just note down the names, guys. Let me get a piece of paper and note down. Let's know how many candidates have already logged in successfully. So if you don't mind, from your end, Itamo, we know that we have who is with you? Nkonda Paul, right?
Nkonda Paul, the position of the treasurer.
Yes.
Mr.
Who else is with you,
Gapche
please?
Vincent, organizing and
Okay.
social secretary.
Gapche. Yes.
Mr. Ndwawa Gideon, public relations officer.
Okay.
Etamo Ike Walters, secretary general.
Secretary General. Yes. 4 of you are there.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Somebody said, who was the other candidate? Okay, there is Ike Andrew, right?
Yeah.
Ike Andrew, are you on?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm there.
If there's any other candidate, please, can you? Okay, I can see Justice Kengo. Any other candidates? So far, I've listed 6 candidates here. Any other who comes, please? And you know the person, just signal so I can note down the person's name. Meanwhile, just to let you guys know, the phone will be present and we can't start before he comes. So we are just tarrying like this, and probably you may be having conversations between yourselves. Feel free to have conversations, and also know that while you're having any chat that you have, there are people on YouTube already. And when the phone is going to arrive, we are going to signal, and we know exactly what we have to do when the phone arrives. So please give me a thumbs up if you are getting me clearly. Okay.
Mr. Moderator.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Moderator.
Yes, Mr. Korondo, I'm just the MC for now. We are going to have our moderators to be introduced as time goes on. Or you can just call me PRO or MC. So my name, Walter Sikabe.
Okay, MC, I just wanted to suggest that as a note, if they can ensure that we have somebody who will be watching the chat in case people may be writing something on the chat during the course of the meeting. And then I just put something on the chat. Another recommendation being that all the candidates must be on video when they speak.
All right. Great idea. Great idea. So, well, they are your candidates, and you want to see them, and I'm sure that they'll be proud to show themselves. So if there is any candidate,
it should not even be conditional, it's a requirement. To me, it should be a requirement because people need to know that.
Definitely. Yes, yes, absolutely. So we hope the candidates are listening. And the candidates, please, AK, can you guys give us a thumbs up to ensure that we are certainly you are getting us clearly?
I'm getting you clear.
Okay, that is AK, right?
Yeah,
We are getting you 5 and
Thank you.
5.
yeah, thank you.
Great. So you have heard the suggestion which somebody just came up with, that if the candidates are on at any time that you have to say something, or whether you're not saying anything, it would be really great if we can see you personally, your
Okay.
image. Yes, please.
PRO, have we heard any word from the palace yet?
That's what I'm trying to get in touch to see if I can get. Did you get a summer this morning?
Yeah, I tried to call him now, but he didn't pick up. So let me call directly.
Matthew is trying to talk, the network.
So is Mr. Anung Matthew trying to say something? I think connection is really bad from his end. Hello, can you all hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, Walters, I can hear you.
Okay.
So again, greetings, everybody. Somebody has brought up a very good suggestion, Nagafe, would immediately problem. Anybody has problems with network, please use the chat. Use the chat as best as you can if you have problems with network. And this announcement that you'll be hearing, or this information that will come, you can either hear from me or from Ms. Karin Aworo.
PRO. Watchers. Hello, is there anyone streaming on YouTube right now as well? I mean, having Zoom and YouTube going on at the same time. If there's anybody on Zoom and on YouTube, please cut out the YouTube connection.
Yeah, I think that's good. It's streaming on using the two mediums.
Can you hear me?
Yes, PRO. Can you cut off your YouTube connection, please? If you're trying to monitor YouTube and you have Zoom on too, can you cut it off? Mr. Anong Matthew, please, I'm going to put you on mute permanently. Your connection is kind of bad. All right. If you can hear me, please.
This is
Mr. EleCom, hear you.
So once
Am
again,
I with you? Is anyone getting me?
yes, Mr. Bono, please. Yes, we can hear you, but we're gonna put you on mute right now so that we can kick off
Okay.
this event. All
Okay.
right. So thank you. Please, everyone else, if you're not talking, just mute yourself. Everyone else, if you're not talking, mute yourself, please. Please. Ms. Walters and Taibe, are you on, please? Do you have your YouTube connection on? If you do, please log off YouTube. You cannot have both Zoom and YouTube on the same device while on Zoom. So you can have YouTube maybe in a separate area far away from you.
Jose, you've been talking, but I'm not getting you from on the Zoom. Your sound is not coming at all.
Hold on. Hey, can you people hear me? Looks like we have some technical
Anyway, I can hear you. I can hear you.
We are hearing you as well.
All right, people can hear me. Just hold on.
At my end.
We can hear you too.
Now, okay, I'm completely off YouTube. I just heard some sound on. Are you getting me now online for Zoom?
We hear you, yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, I can hear you too. So can you hear me, Walters? Walters, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So, what I'm talking to somebody else. Wait. Yes, I can. I can hear you. So, wait a minute. I'll come back to you.
The network is epileptic.
What's going on? No sound. We're not having any sound.
Okay. Simon Amana talking, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm getting your sound. You are getting me as well, right?
Yeah, it seems so now. But I'm seeing I'm seeing Brother Matthew Unknown there is trying to talk, but we are not getting in.
Yes, it's a network. It's a problem. I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh la la.
Done speaking. Oh, okay, everyone. The phone will be joining us shortly. I just got through to him.
We'll be waiting.
So just a few minutes and he'll be on so we can get started. So everybody, please mute yourselves if you're not talking. Mute yourselves, please. Mute.
Oh my God.
I'm forced to mute people every now and then. Please, once again, a few house rules here, please. Just if you're not speaking, just mute yourself. Just be conscious about that. It's just that all of us can have a good experience here today. So, Mr. Anong Matthew, I'm going to mute you again. Please, if you're not talking, just mute yourself. I'm watching for the phone to join so we can get started. Please just be patient.
So Randy, you ready? So dear audience, as we are quiet, we are all waiting for the phone. The chair of EleCom just announced that the phone will soon be coming in. So that's why we are quiet and just waiting for when he comes in and we do the traditional greeting. So ne batu nunga to izo igakun from Boaz Ubone. So batu no makokwe inzo cheke bwenge to boy what wango tama the gama bungo nama gama bengo mfonge. To she form benabwa. Takme batu nge blibu.
Can you hear?
I'm seeing him.
Okay, the phone is. Yeah, Walter says.
Okay.
He's on. He's on.
So for shize now to men nenge to boy what to wango tamak.
You're getting them right?
Yeah, I'm getting the volume right.
Bobby Mange to tamak the bogging. So I'm go gambabon for Nama Gamange. So
After you're done, yes, please make sure that your soup is well clean. Go to the dry cleaner.
Why does it disappear?
No,
okay.
everybody it's a live score. Are you getting bad?
Yes, we are getting there. So when you are ready, please tell us because we have all risen and we are waiting. And we are waiting for you to confirm that it is time we can give the traditional greetings. So if you are ready, just tell us that yes, you are ready, and we give the traditional greetings, please.
Let me wear my cap.
Let me hold you first. Greetings. I think this one is clearer. Have you seen it, Daddy? Well, can you guys see here? Are you able to see the environment?
Not
Yeah,
yet.
we cannot see the environment. It is not yet.
We cannot see the phone yet. Is this camera? You should turn on the camera, the video.
Okay.
Turn on his camera is not on. Turn on the video on his phone.
Okay, I think it's on now.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
He's coming. He'll be here very soon.
Yes, we can see that, right?
Okay.
So, boy, you quite be great tamak in jitso. So everybody should have risen, getting ready to give the traditional greetings to the phone, to our phone. And I'll give the signal, and then we do it. So as we see, the phone's seat is there, and we are waiting on him. When he appears, I will give the signal, and we all greet the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're getting ready, guys. Okay. Now, boy, you quite bro. Naoma gamabon fonge. So now, Bubu, You know, but okay, tet. Okay, mangon the signal. Underangon. So gamma gun from Jito. Go.
Good.
Okay. My government okay.
Okay, then be better way.
Thank you, Mbe.
Better.
So bongo, summer trap. So in Jitso. So bangozo etangwobo. Where to me ne be you come let some get in Wogre let some more. Eme nyerezi for Rangwonge. So Mr. Konji.
They used to drink here and get some of the time.
Agi, Ebie, Aza, Tompe, Nakumonje, Ikara, Angu, Aso, Nakumonje, Ewo, Netampie, Ajib, Nembramie, Again, Nelumbie, Akumbo, Nagonje, Apake, Ayembo, Asama, Anago, Hanso, Nampronche, Apake, Ayembo, Asama, Anago, Hanso, Nampronche, Yalatara, where to Bukiape, Liango, Tocho, Liango, Sandezo, Liango, Nawetere, Yalatara, where to Bukiasi, Liango, Tocho, Liango, Sandezo, Liango, Nawetere, Yalatara, where.
So to he gamma ben for. And to when they come for, but he got him behind the abbey even great. So if I got Sarango bo, Pastor Randon, and then share of EleCom, the one go Edgar. So to Tamakre, it's a hungry, please. Pastor Randon.
Yes.
Amen. So, they very much, Pastor Randy. Mo junga kun about even lay problem in network na magrami lemenge. And I really appeal that now network man them will know. So why be patient. So now to heal leg to lay problem network about the Bangoma leg. There's same problem that we are sorting out the issues as they come. So in Jitso, Mangon the floor, it be chairman EleCom. Chair EleCom, you have the floor.
Yes. So, Mr. PRO, do I have the floor?
Yes, you have the floor. The network have announced it. Now you have the floor.
Yes, I'm
It's
having
a problem of network.
okay. I'm having difficulties myself. I think. All right. I want Peter, please. Don't mute. I want Peter, please mute. So anyone who is not speaking, please mute yourself. Okay. All right. Your okay. Your Royal Highness, on all protocols observed, on behalf of NCUDA Elections Commission, EleCom, the honor is mine to welcome you to this historic event. The EleCom journey began when you green-lighted the organization of elections in NCUDA by the National Executive Committee, NEC of NCUDA. The stage set before you today is just one of the products the team EleCom has spent several weeks putting together in the lead up to Election Day on 18 September 2022. I will spare you the details of the functioning of EleCom for now. That will be for the day election results are announced. Today, after a rigid selection process, candidates vying for office on the NCUDA NEC will be given an opportunity to speak directly to more people worldwide on why they think they are the best fit for the position being contested. Some of the candidates are already guaranteed a seat on NCUDA NEC as they are running unopposed. Even so, they too will make their case before the Ngwo people, most especially the candidate for President General, who will set the tone and dictate the pace for Ngwo development over the next 4 years. Your Majesty, EleCom spared no effort to make this day come true. We enlisted the services of the best in the media world to help moderate this town hall style event. The moderators, who will be introduced shortly by the EleCom Public Relations Officer, have unmatched experience in matters of communication. So let's just sit back and enjoy the moment in their company. Let me take a moment to thank everyone who has been supportive of EleCom during this process, financially, morally, and otherwise. Without your generosity, we wouldn't be here today. The journey continues through the declaration of elections results. We pray you all stick with us for just a little longer, and we will cross the finish line together. My EleCom team, just 2 words to you. You rock. Dear candidates, this is your opportunity to shine. Please seize the moment and put your best foot forward. Good luck to you. Long live our Ngwo. Long live Ngwo. Thank you, everyone.
So, Chair of EleCom, thank you very much for that brief. So, as the Chair of EleCom has announced, this now is the time we need to sit back, relax, and enjoy the situation we are coming to observe now, that we are participating in now. And we have none other than the following who are going to rock this occasion. And I will call on Ms. Jessie Atogo Ekukole and Anyang Matthew Anyi. And I'm very sure that all these names resonate when we hear them. So they have the occasion. Let's sit back, relax. You can unmute.
Okay.
And everything is with you now, Jesse and Martin.
Thank you very much, Walters. Your Royal Highness, all protocol duly respected. It's a privilege for me to serve in the position as moderator to help us go through this process which is a very crucial one for NCUDA and for the Ngwo community. We are actually at a crossroads given what has gone, what has been happening within NCUDA and the Ngwo community in the past years, the issues, the challenges that have come up. And now is an opportunity for us to start on a new page. It's an opportunity for us to chart a new course, one that will lead us to unity and development and cultural empowerment, which is an objective, the major objective of the NCUDA Association. So what we're going to be doing today is meeting the candidates who have volunteered their time, who are volunteering the resources they have, their talents and their skills to be able to run the association for the benefit of the Ngwo community. So we'll invite them. The president running solo will still have to present himself and give us his vision. And we're going to ask a few questions of him to respond to so that his manifesto is made clearer to us. And the other candidates will also be called upon to present themselves and their vision for where they want NCUDA to go to and how they intend to serve during their term of office. Before we begin, I would like to give the floor to my co-moderator, Mr. Ano Matthew Anyi, to say a few words. Matthew? Okay, Matthew, you need to unmute your phone, your mic. You are muted. Unmute your mic, please. You're still muted, Matthew. We can't hear you. I don't know if Walters, you can, as host, you can open his mic. Is it possible? Okay.
I'm sure he's not aware, right?
Right.
Yeah, so
I cannot unmute him I cannot even, yeah.
Okay, so we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead. I think I saw the candidates for president of NCUDA. I think.
Yes, please.
Yeah, he is on now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Everybody and give back questions and then other question.
I think we can't hear Matthew. So we'll proceed. Are you? I'm not hearing him. So I don't know if the rest of you are hearing what he's saying.
Actually,
we are not hearing
him. We are not
okay, so I think we'll just proceed. We'll just proceed, please. And so I will call on the president, the candidates for running for president of NCUDA to present himself. We all have an idea who he is, but we would like to know from him personally who he is and what his manifesto is for NCUDA. So, Mr. Kengo, please, you have the floor.
His Royal Highness Dr. Colonel Hans Ako Anawa III Mfongo, the able President General of NCUDA, Dr. Matthew Abewo Akoko, and the entire outgoing National Executive Committee, the eminent chair of the Elections Commission, EleCom, Mr. Waters, EleCom, Mr. Waters Azia, distinguished members of the EleCom Commission, our very senior and experienced moderators, beloved brothers and sisters of Ngwo in vertical and horizontal ranks. May I begin with this beautiful quote of the American author Anthony J. Robbins by saying, "The only impossible journey is the one you never begin." The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. The prevailing atmosphere at the time and the circumstances leading to these elections were so uncertain and complex, such that we never imagined we could easily get ourselves out of the impasse. To God be the glory. We are gathered here today to talk about our next level. It would therefore be premature to appreciate, it wouldn't therefore be premature to appreciate EleCom for the marvelous job done so far. In fact, democracy has experienced a drastic positive change in the history of NCUDA, thanks to the modern democratic mechanisms put in place. May I seize this opportunity to salute the high sense of maturity and experience expressed by the outgoing President General, Dr. Matthew Abewa Akoko, and his entire team during the election process. I acknowledge with great joy and appreciation our Fond His Royal Highness Dr. Colonel Hans Anago III for his fatherly sense of flexibility and love towards his people. I am Kengo Frederick Angene, a magistrate by profession. Culturally, I'm known as Etienne Bando. It is an undeniable reality that every son and daughter in and out of the village would like to see us come back and do our things as one person. I therefore join my voice with that of my beloved brothers and sisters to say it's time for us to come back as one person. Galvanize efforts towards achieving lasting peace and unity in our village Ngwo, which are prerequisites of a sustainable development. The mission of Justice Kengo primarily is to bring back Ngwo to its past glory. The mission of Justice Kengo is to bring back Ngwo to its past glory. The period we were experiencing unity, we were doing things as one. We were organizing and celebrating cultural festivals as one, and all other activities in the village. Coming to the achievements or the manifesto, even though already indicated in our flyers, but we're looking forward to bring our village back to its original political stability. To achieve this, it is our joint responsibility to play diplomatic roles to ensure no mercy returns in war, particularly and Jipwa in general. We all understand that for any meaningful development to take place in our village, we need a conducive political atmosphere. Our village is almost completely deserted because of all the socio-political atmosphere, as you know. A village which now has no communication with the township, and its people suffer more than those in town. We are going to deploy all our diplomatic mechanisms to see that our people in the village can think about development in peace. The important position which our village used to occupy in Jukwa politics is now affected and threatened because of hatred and division amongst ourselves. This speaks volume of the assertion, united we stand, divided we fall. Consider the coming of this new vision as an end to hatred and division. I've come to reunite the Ngwo people so that we use our lobbying abilities to regain our position in Jikwa politics. There is an ongoing partnership between our team and the present parliamentarian for Momo West constituency, Honorable Barrister Awuta Philip, towards that direction. Ngwo will regain his position as a superpower in Jikwa in particular and Momo West in general. My administration will adopt an approach of inclusiveness. Nobody shall be left out. We are going to be guided by a team spirit. We shall welcome all constructive criticisms. No one shall be considered a rejected person because of his or her opinion. Since the taste of the democratic approach adopted by EleCom this year has proven to be so sweet, I don't believe the Ngwo people will want to go back to the old constitutional provision of voting by delegates. Hence, the General Assembly will sit and think about a way forward towards a constitutional amendment. If this is done, then the problem of gender balance raised by many shall be resolved. From the economic perspective, we are going to tackle issues of agro-pastoral development, entrepreneurship. It should be noted that agriculture is the main economic activity of the Jikwa Ngwo people. They are getting more and more involved in cattle rearing. As such, a sustainable and protected cattle rearing and farming mechanism shall be put in place. In fact, a permanent farmer-grazer conflict resolution committee shall be put in place to examine farmer-grazer disputes, to check livestock theft, which is very rampant and which has discouraged many of our people in livestock, to verify and ensure any group of cattle crossing Ngwo has a clearance certificate defining their origin and destination, to collect dues to be paid by cattle crossing Ngwo during transhumance. It shall work in close collaboration with the lobbying group, which shall be put in place to procure material, financial, and technical assistance to farmers. Concerning employment, we are going to facilitate the absorption of Ngwo sons and daughters into the public service. We are going to organize preparatory classes and orientation classes. As concerns entrepreneurship, a conducive atmosphere shall be ensured to business persons at home. We shall work hand in glove with NCUDA to ensure good roads and electrification of our subdivision. Our Ngwo Cooperative Credit Union shall be made more stronger and credible. A standing committee in that effect shall be put in place. From the perspective of priority projects, we shall realize projects earmarked and identified by the fund. Top on the agenda, we have the problematic palace project in Sabri to complete. We have the Etam Bamenda hall to be polished. We are going to ensure completion of the ongoing magnificent NCUDA Conference Center Etam Limbe. We are going to construct the Yaoundé NCUDA Hall. From the social perspective, my friend and brother, Pastor Ama Roger, sent a strong article to the forum the other day, comprising of quotes on the importance of education. The quote which caught my attention most was that of Nelson Mandela, who said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. We're here today brainstorming on how to change work, yet our children are not going to school. The question I ask myself is whether we are really honest if we cannot allow our children in the village to go to school. My brothers and sisters, education, especially in our village, is very sensitive. It's time for us to stand up as one woman for the interest of these, our sons and daughters in the village. However, we assure you people that with the collaboration of our diaspora, we are going to play a very diplomatic role to make sure our children in the village go back to school. It is also a clarion call for all of us to act at our local levels positively to make sure schools effectively resume in work. We are going to revamp the idea of student meetings and other student activities. And during such meetings, scholarships and other awards shall be encouraged. In that light, an education committee shall be put in place to ensure the advancement of education. Since sport is a very important and unifying factor, we are going to make sure every year there are sporting activities in the village, especially during holidays. From the cultural perspective, our culture shall be revalorized. We're going to work with the fund to make sure all traditional institutions are reinstated. We started that already. The fund has, after a serious supplication, he has produced a document to that effect, which may go operational in the next days as to the upliftment of bans on our traditional institutions. Ewo, Abe, and Aken shall be revamped. Cultural festivals shall be organized on an annual basis to showcase our culture. All female and male dances in war shall experience a comeback. We shall ensure a consensual activation of the advisory council or council of elders to work closely with the fund in important decision-making, as enshrined in Article 6 of the 1977 law on chieftaincy. Since our Ngwo language constitutes a very important aspect of our culture, we shall ensure its promotion. How do we get resources to achieve these objectives? We intend to identify and develop more sources of income. We are going to reinforce the collection of annual dues, which is a contribution per head of 1,000 francs CFA monthly per year. We are going to ensure effective production and sale of membership cards. All contributions made must be indicated on the cards. We shall make recourse to national and international funding institutions and other organizations. As a national symbol of unity, there shall be a unique fabric for all NCUDA meetings. I mean a unique fabric. NCUDA shall produce ceremonial and social uniforms. The ceremonial fabric shall be worn only during important NCUDA activities, and the social fabrics during social occasions. This shall be a very important source of income to NCUDA. This shall equally strengthen our unity and oneness. We shall focus more on our diaspora for funding and shall encourage them by promoting them with decorations. We shall not forget the palace upkeep and many others. Thank you very much, Madam the Moderator. I'm going to come back with most of my plans of action, which are still to be enumerated.
Thank you, Magistrate Kengo, for that elaborate presentation of your manifesto and your vision. It's laudable. We can see where you want to take war to. And but I have one question for you. You said that development, a prerequisite for development is peace and unity. So in the past years, there's been a lot of ruckus, problems within the NCUDA and in the Ngwo community. So first, I would like to know what you intend to do to ensure that we return to a state of peace and unity as a Ngwo community, so that we can work together to all the plans that you have, the projects that you have in your plan of action.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. It is important again to highlight that peace is a requisite for development. And you cannot start identifying causes when a house is on fire. The first measure we did was to look about putting the house to put the fire off. How do we do this? We have indicated to the Ngwo community that we are coming as one person to work with all. There shall be an inclusive approach. We shall not reject or treat any person because of his or her own opinion. We consider every person as a Ngwo person. We are going to work with everybody without recognition as to whether you belong to this or that. It is undeniable that Ngwo has been in factions. We are coming, I as President General am coming as a unitary candidate to bring the two factions to one. And I started the preparation by consulting the former or the outgoing President General. At the same time, I talked with His Royal Highness, the Fount of Ngwo, and we are looking forward towards bringing this. A cultural jamboree shall be organized, during which we shall going to launch complete real unification. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. As a follow-up to that, you know, you can always bring the horse to the water, but you cannot make it drink. I'm sure that the previous team had unity as an inclusion as their goals as well, to ensure the development that we are all looking for. But there were always recalcitrant members of the group that needed to be reined in. So we want to know, you as a professional and knowing the importance of ability and discipline, what you're going to do to ensure that there is a sane atmosphere within which you're going to work.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. We started the campaign by calling on our supporters to ensure respect for seniors. If you followed me during in the forums, I indicated to them some of my messages, the messages that I sent to them were messages of maturity, respect. I have been calling on them to ensure respect for seniors. And we are going to regulate platforms, behaviors in these various social media platforms. We are going to regulate behavior there. Any recalcitrance there, the person shall not be considered a person fit to belong to that group. Those are some of the measures we are going to put in place. And apart from that, you know, our custom is such that there is respect for the elderly. I think it is an opportunity we are going to pass through student workshops like the one that was organized in Yaoundé, student meetings and other associations of the youth to let them understand the importance of respect for the youth and discipline, which are prerequisites for growth. Humility is very important in life. When you're humble, there is peace. You achieve something when you're humble, but when you are arrogant, there is no reward for arrogance. So those are the messages we'll keep on preaching.
Thank you. Now on to my next question. You are a legal mind of the profession, and so you know the importance of legality and constitutionality. Now, as president, you're bound to respect the Constitution and the objectives of the association. Lately, there's been a power tussle between the authority between NCUDA, which is an association that is regulated by the law on associations, the 1990 laws of association, and the traditional authorities. Can you tell us how you intend to keep a clear line between the authority of NCUDA and its independence and autonomy and the traditional authorities in Goa?
Thank you very much for that question. It should be noted that the fund is the traditional hierarchy in his chiefdom. And he is the incarnation of the tradition and customs of the people. It would be an aberration to accept that in a chiefdom, there is an association that can be more than the chief. It is true that the law of associations talks about independence and all, but in a chiefdom, a place which is not cosmopolitan, we cannot talk about independence between the fund and NCUDA. So to close this gap, the first thing is that we are going to work hand in glove to avoid friction. The fund is going to identify projects. We work together for their development, for their achievements. You're talking about the Constitution. It is true that the Constitution is the norm that governs the association. But at any given time, if we see that an article does not serve the purpose for which it was intended, a General Assembly can meet and propose or put in place a committee for the amendment of the Constitution. Talking about the 1990 liberty laws, that is the issue that was raised in Bamenda. But I want to make them understand particularly, I want to make them what people understand particularly, that the functions of NCUDA are slightly different from those intended by the spirit of the 1990 laws. NCUDA has a cultural aspect which is supposed to be under the directive of a fund. And by so doing, there is no way you can separate NCUDA from the fund. If you say NCUDA is acting independently from the fund, then it means that the authority, the traditional authority of our village is now put into question. So we're not going into laws too much, but we are saying that we have to work as a village. We have to work as a village. And all the other associations can only effectively work without a fund in cosmopolitan towns. Goa is still a virgin village. We have to work in collaboration. We have to work with our fund. That is the guiding principle. We have to work with our funds, with our fund to avoid any problem or any misunderstanding.
Okay, thank you. Next question is, well, these are I'm going to start taking questions now that were sent from the floor, from the members of the Ngwo community. So these are not my questions. They're coming from the community members, your electorate who are going to vote you into office. So they want to know what, in your opinion, will be the greatest challenge and how do you intend to tackle this problem? Your greatest challenge in implementing your manifesto and how you intend to tackle it.
The greatest challenge is going to be the Anglophone crisis, which shall obstruct, may obstruct us in the zeal we have to realize our projects. That is the first greatest challenge. The second challenge would be to reunite the Ngwo people. Those are the main challenges that we have so far. We have the zeal, we have the desire to carry on with the projects. We are only looking forward now to see how we can handle the crisis to ensure political stability in the village so that projects can go ahead.
Okay, but I'd like it to be more practical, because this doesn't really depend on you, the situation in the village right now. How can NCUDA help in that aspect to ensure that peace returns to Ngwo? It's part of a whole region that is in turmoil. How do you intend to bring back education to Ngwo as a part of that region? And also the developments in terms of the agricultural sector and the culture. You talked about cultural activities or festivals yearly. I assume they're going to be in the village. So that I see as an uphill task. Do you have a solution to go around that?
Thank you, Madam Moderator. We all understand the situation in the village. Most of us know those who are involved in situations of instability in the village. Reason why I said we are going to work closely with our diaspora and many other things we may not disclose in this platform. Our agenda, the way we are going to proceed with it, we may not disclose it all on this platform, but rest assured we are going to use mostly diplomacy to realize the peace we yearn for in Ngwo village.
Okay, thank you. Just to say that I see some hands raised. My attention has been drawn to that, but I would like to take the questions that I have here with me first, and then I'll open the floor for those who would like to ask questions. So another question I have for you, Mr. President, the candidate for president, is Ngwo sons and daughters have lost the sense of belonging and can live out of Ngwo for years, even for 20 years, without going home. What will you do to remedy this situation? You've been talking, this is my addition, you've been talking about working with the diaspora. Right? So what are you going to do to remedy the situation of the fact that Ngwo people, like he says, have lost the sense of belonging?
Thank you very much. We understand that the majority of the Ngwo people are in the Southwest region. The first measure is to take our tradition closer to them and remind them of the sense of belonging. We are going to take our tradition, instead of insisting that we organize all cultural manifestations in the village. Some may be or shall be organized in places like the Southwest, Yaoundé, and the United States is already organizing theirs. I understand there is a cultural jamboree in the United States sometime in December. So those are some of the activities that are geared towards reminding them of their belonging. We talk about putting in place or making a common fabric. The other time I was driving through Buda, I noticed that NCUDA branch members from, I think, Bafusam, they finished in a meeting. You could not identify them because of the uniform. But a uniform that I said our uniform will indicate to us a sense of belonging. Each time when you see them, you see the uniform, you know that these are work persons. Again, our language in Ngwo is an important factor of our culture, which is an important identity. We are going to work on that and make sure that it is taught widely. Thank you very much.
Okay. Another question from the floor is, how do you intend to implement the Ngwo blueprint, viewing the fact that there has been some resistance by the royal family with regards to certain clauses on tradition and culture? The formation of the traditional council, for instance, and the revamping of the Ngwo secret societies, which are the epitome of our custom.
Yes, we talked about a consensual activation of these institutions. We're going to work with the fund. The advisory council, which is a council of elders as envisaged by the law, shall be put in place. That is the council that advises the fund in matters of important decisions. We already started talking with the fund, and there is For the first time, I want to disclose that there is an upliftment of the ban on Aken in the village. It shall be made public perhaps after this exercise. We actually going to organize cultural festivals to relaunch, to bring back the female and the male dances in Ngo. So those are the mechanisms we're going to put in place to relaunch our cultural activities and the institutions. Because like the Aken has been like the forces of law and order to the tradition or to the fun. But if the Aken is not existing, there can be no law and order in the village. So we're looking forward towards realizing this. And it will solve the problem of the royal family, the issue of putting in place an advisory council. If there is an advisory council put in place to work closely with the fund in matters of important decision making, I think the conflict between NCUDA and the royal family shall be completely eradicated.
Okay, thank you. I'll give the floor now to Mr. Akebego Evaristus to ask his question.
Okay. Akebeo. Hello, good evening to everyone. Hello.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Akebo, teacher Akebo Anjo, and I'm a project manager by profession. And I just want to say there's something about the candidate which I really want to reiterate. Most of your presentations, they didn't have timelines, real facts, because if we say that we're going to create this, can we give ourselves some timelines wherein we can do this? My peculiarity is, it's true that we did not grow in Go. I didn't grow in Go, but our dad taught us the Ngo, a lot of tradition in Go and the language. My peculiarity is, what will you do? Because it really is a canker worm. It's really a problem in Go, wherein even in Go people cannot really speak their language. Concretely, can you explain to us how that identity down Ngo can really be achieved, especially by making Go people to identify by their culture, especially speaking the language? Because in all our fora, we don't speak the Ngo language. How will you do concretely, just particular about that? And then also trying to say that each time you go centralized, can you also create a community activities in Ngo that can actually attract people to settle back in Ngo rather than, because there's so much mass as us in Ngo. So what will you do? Those are my 3 worries about your presentations.
Your network is not very clear, please. Could you take it over, please?
Please just go directly to the questions, not when you're taking them over. 1, 2, and 3, so that it's clear.
Yeah, my first question is the fact that the Ngo language you are taking on Ngo-ness, bringing the social cohesion in Ngo, and talking about the Ngo language. What concretely will encourage Ngo people to speak their language, identify each other as Ngo? And then the second question is talking about projects working with the phone. Don't you think that it's imperative for you to create maybe some committees to actually identify good projects to create, to write in Ngo and to lobby for projects to do in Ngo, especially income-generated activities that will cause Ngo people to remain in the village? Because you go to the neighborhoods in Ngo, people leave because they don't have any income-generating activities in Ngo. That is the second question. And then my other challenge was, or my worry just to your presentation is, we did not have timelines. They were not really concrete. Timelines like this committee I'm going to create, when am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? I think we should really understand. Like, as I'm saying, I'm a project manager by profession. I work with the international NGOs. Thank you.
I actually got 2 of your questions. The one of encouraging our people speak the Ngo language, and thinking about putting in place a committee. It's important, it should be important for you to know that there are so many committees that have been envisaged. There will be a committee for language and culture. Particularly, we have boys who are specialized in that in our language. We are going to encourage them. And they have started doing a lot. Agendas, diaries, and many other things we're going to encourage them to produce. so that we have them. When you are moving, you have your diary to know that today is a tier in the village. Tomorrow is a tier, Ajingwe, and all the like. Then on the promotion of, on the idea of promoting our people outside speaking work, the first thing is organizing occasions where our people can meet from time to time. Cultural festivals, when they meet there, as we were talking, when they meet during cultural festivals, it is an opportunity for them to recognize that hey, we are not actually speaking the Ngwo language, or we are not improving in the Ngwo language. It is time for us to do so. When they identify themselves as Ngwo, when you come there, they greet you in Ngwo, you cannot answer. It is already a lesson. And we are going to sensitize and to talk to parents so that parents can start speaking Ngwo language to their children at home. It's very important for parents to start speaking the Ngwo language to their children at home. Most of these things, we are going to implement them effectively. Immediately we take over, we are going to implement them fully. But it is the responsibility of all the Ngwo parents to understand that they have to start speaking Ngwo language to their children at home. That is the base. We cannot take them from the street and teach them the language when the parents did not actually begin teaching them at home. We may give them the other aspects when the basics have been accomplished. So thank you. Are we getting? Yeah?
Sorry, the third question was on the timelines for the numerous projects that you outlined in your manifesto.
Daddy?
The third question he asked was for, do you have any timelines for the different projects that you enumerated in your manifesto?
We must understand that the mandate of NEC is 4 years. And it will be an absolute nonsense to give people a time frame which is more than 4 years. We must indicate that all this has to be done within 4 years, and if at all the electorate see it necessary, they can then give us another opportunity to extend the project or whatsoever. So what is in our manifesto is to be achieved within a time frame of 4 years. That is our mandate. It's a mandate of 4 years. And if we don't finish, the next thing that is coming will take over from there.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Tekwana Ignatius has his hand up. Please make your question brief and the response brief as well, Mr. Candidate to the presidency.
Moake bere election committee unowe ungosi for ekwe sisa ga. Ana moake gakwe mwangosa ga matongwo moga mwafo intimidate with another Ngwo Language and Culture Committee. And Ngwo Language and Culture Committee and the gakwe Ngwo akisa lekwe si bongo sane at Ngwo mani alangwonge and mwaki gabo bongo kwe ntopsono unkura wa ngonde le elections and custodian of culture Ngwo Traditional Council and the city Kirichimi Ngwo Traditional Council nebwa culture mani ebwa ungwonge. So mwaki biribe president would be president kwe intimizo nawe tile ngabo na Dr. Eyo Julius we ngose klada kwe tisa bereto Ngwo mani Ngwo culture. Ezobunje ni aboduno inde gakwe ye nga turubo bongo afo yewe nga turubo bongo comment bo afo yewe nga bo Eyo Julius sekada safo nge nkula wango kwedingo o nkula wango nufongo
Mebere bobo ni Ignatius Makeme ashowe gakwe mai clara hasera bwane Dr. Eyo Julius. I am already in communication with Dr. Eyo Julius. and abwa keke ya emigrants inge lokupo junga kene ndito enzo owa so premature na klara abobia mango nyi for committees abobia mango for enenge owa premature ndito Dr. Iyo wango occupy this post in the committee, but I already more handled. It will be taken care of. Abwa nge bango kidi in the committee ni language and culture. Now very very important aspect. Mango move my indicate if I'm manifesting. So if I'm going to develop and which the mango it is declare out for nge. So mango for me ganga for eno kwa gungu abo. So for as a team. My policy is teamwork, team spirit. So mango for as a team. So the mango hierarchy in the executive could about so mango klacha ko mama fwe. So the mango for mambo bema president, can be my secretary general, can be my whatsoever. So both mango fwe at the same level and as a team.
Thank you. One last question for you. You have a lot of on your plate. You have 4 years to do that. What kind of leadership style are you going to adopt to ensure that you have a smooth reign and you get us to the destination that you want us to get to?
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. I am going to adopt an inclusive approach. As I said earlier, I'm going to adopt an inclusive approach. We shall be open to criticisms. We shall not reject ideas. Nobody shall be ostracized because of his or her opinion. We are going to work as a team. I have come as a servant to serve and not to make NCUDA a platform for self-aggrandizement. I have come to sacrifice my only Isaac, as I indicated somewhere. You know, when God asked Abraham to sacrifice his only son, he accepted it. But I know, just like Abraham, that God is going to provide all what is needed to achieve all these objectives. Thank you very much, Madam Mudo.
Thank you and good luck. I think we're going to end here with the president because our time is not inelastic. So we're going to move on to the other candidates while thanking you for your responses, thanking you for your ability, for your availability, and thanking you for volunteering your life at this time to serve the Ngwo people. So I'd like to move on to the Vice President General. There are 2 candidates for that position. We have Mr. Ase George and Mr. Asokwa Jerry. I assume, I'm not sure, I've not been looking at all the participants, but I assume that they are there. And I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Ase George to present himself and just give us a brief reason why he should be elected Vice President General. Mr. Ase, you have the floor. Is he on, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, I see his name. I see Mr. Ase George on audio, not on camera. Mr.
Yes,
Ase George, are you there? Ase George, are you on?
It will be better even for him to do audio from Cameroon. The bandwidth will be better.
Right, right.
Maybe he needs to unmute himself.
Oh, okay.
Mr. George Ase, unmute yourself and speak, please. Madam
Okay.
Moderator, let's move on to the next.
While we wait for him, can we have Mr. Asokwa?
I bet enough. Yeah, bet one more bet. Oh, what bet?
Okay, I think this.
So, he's not available.
When he present, he had to present himself.
Okay.
Yes, all he needs to do is present himself and why he thinks he should be voted to that position, because he has competition from Mr.
It seems he's
Asokwa.
trying to talk, but the sound is not coming.
Right.
Okay.
I see he unmuted himself, but we can't hear him. Mr. Asa George, are you there? Can you speak?
Yes, I'm.
Okay, I think we have connectivity issues with him as well.
Network is a problem.
Correct.
Wow.
Okay, so Mr. Asokwa, Jerry?
I don't think I saw that name on.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to Secretary General, Mr. Abona Humfred.
Mr. Abona Humfred, are you there? Please unmute yourself and speak. Please.
Unmute yourself, and if it's better, you can just do on audio for better quality.
It's all right. I think, I hope you are getting me.
Yes, clearly.
Yeah, I'm connected, even though it's pretty dark out here where I am sitting.
Okay.
Thank you very much, the host, Your Royal Highness, the Fon of Ngwo, all protocol duly respected. I am Abono Humfred, as you heard, Mba Awanka, and I'm standing for the position of Secretary General of NCUDA. I will start by thanking those who thought I could stand for this position and nominated me, notably a lady unknown to me who proposed my name. In fact, at that time, I turned it down. And then when a certain man proposed me again, I said, but this is getting serious. They did me not decline a second time. And they said, these are people who don't want to work for the village. And so I accepted the candidature. And I am the kind of person, I'm never on the fence. I am either in or I am out. And so, since I accepted, in spite of some pressures for resignation, as has been the case, I said, no, I will stand the battle to the end. I am 62 years, and I think I am still energetic to work, especially for this kind of function that is not a permanent daily obligation. I am, though a man of letters, I speak very little. I speak quite little. Doesn't mean that I think that little. But once I'm committed, I do what I'm supposed to do. In terms of the function of Secretary General, the job of reporting and presenting minutes, I don't think I can have a parallel in that domain. I want to think that if elected, you will not be disappointed because I know how to choose my words. I know if my audience is, I know what language, so that every reader every reader gets the meaning from the first reading. There will not be messages that will send you to Webster, Cambridge, and all those sorts of dictionaries. I will do my work, I'll be direct, knowing that the commoners will understand me. I want to also say that that was created by I don't know who, because I've listened to the President General to be, he hasn't alluded to that team. I want to remind that this election is uninominal, and so it is after the election that we'll know who is who, and those who think because they have formed a certain bloc and will necessarily win and others should stay away, have missed it all. And I want to assure you that those who vote me will have voted right, and I'm going to deliver the goods. Thank you, and I will say, long live NCUDA, long live His Royal Highness the Fon of Ngwo, long live Ngwo. Thank you. Host, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Abono. We'll now give the floor to Mr. Etamo Walters. To present yourself and tell us why you should be voted as Secretary General. Mr. Etamo Walters.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. His Royal Highness the Fon of Ngwo, the outgoing President General of NCUDA and his bureau, the EleCom chair and his team, Madam Moderator, dear parents, brothers, and sisters, a very special good evening to you all. It pleases my heart this evening to have this opportunity to be able to address the Ngwo community the world over. I am Etamo Eke Walters. I prefer the name Eke because that's how I'm commonly known, I'm fondly known. I am a political scientist, a trained journalist, and a civil servant currently working in Yaoundé. I want to first and foremost thank the entire Ngwo community for the enthusiasm I've seen all this while around this election. It also shows the desire of the Ngwo people to see our village move a step forward. I am in for the position of Secretary General.
Mr. Etamo, can you just switch over? We've seen you. Can you switch over to sound only? The quality is dropping.
Those of you who had the opportunity to look
Mr. Etamo? Mr. Etamo? Mr. Etamo? Mr. Etamo, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, Madam Moderator.
Yes, if you're not done, can you just switch over to audio only? so that the quality can be better, because with video, we can't hear you anymore.
Okay. I don't know if that's better now.
Yes, that's better.
Okay, Madam Moderator, can you get me clearly now? Can I go on, Madam Moderator?
Yes, go on. Yes, go on, please.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry for that interruption. Probably the connection issues around here. And I also apologize for the quality of the image you saw a while ago. We have some power shortages here in Yaoundé this evening. Like I was saying, for those of you who had the opportunity or to look at some of the flyers we did put out, you realize I did mention that a functional secretariat is a prerequisite for the success of a bureau. I don't have any particular policies which I would say I want to put to table, but of course, as a secretariat to a bureau, I'm there to run the affairs of NCUDA under the stewardship of the President General, who did present a very elaborate plan of action a while ago. That said, you also realize that those of us, the younger ones, some of us were we had the luck to have grown up back in the village. We had the opportunity to see how things were working out in the village at that time. And when I had a chat with some few youths during the youth forum we had in Yaoundé some few weeks back, most, if not a majority of them, are in the dark when it comes to the affairs of Ngwo. And unfortunately, we don't have any reference point to which we can fall back and see what has been happening, be it with NCUDA, be it with our development and so on. In my little ideas, I've been thinking that with the help of the bureau, if I'm voted into office, one of the things I want to do first and foremost will be able to have probably some archives, very good archives for the Ngwo population at the ETSAM back in the village. I think that will be a reference for those who will be coming thereafter to be able to see where, today we're talking of the Ngwo blueprint, for example. I'm very certain there are some people who are hearing of that for the first time. And I'm very certain too, except for those who have maybe good contacts, you might not be able to lay hands on that document at this point in time. But if we had a functional secretariat somewhere, we should definitely be at the ETSAM in Sabri. Obviously, I could simply rush back there, pick a copy, and I'll know exactly what it's all about. I think the secretariat is at the center of the activities of every association in terms of the correspondences with all the other branches. Ngwo is blessed, and NCUDA is blessed to have branches all over Cameroon and all over the world. And it will be important that we have a bureau that can, in real time, communicate with all these branches and report back to the bureau, and of course, which will in turn report to a hierarchy, which is the fund of Ngwo. For now, let me not take much of your time. If there are any few questions, then I'll be ready to answer. Thank you very much, Madam Moderator.
Thank you, Mr. Etamo. We'll be coming back to questions and answers at the end. We want to be able to get everybody to speak while we can. So we're going to move on to the Treasurer General. There are two of them, Mrs. Abono Mary and Mr. Aken Paul. Please be brief in your presentation so that we can have time at the end for questions for the rest of you. Thank you. So we'll call on ladies first. Madam Abono.
I don't see her on actually, except there's some other phone she's using. But is Mrs. Abono on the call?
His Royal Highness,
Okay.
the phone of war, Madam Moderator, all other protocol respected. I'm Madam Abono Mary, a teacher by profession, and I went in for the post of treasurer. But I want to let people know that there's a lot of intimidation coming from all directions, asking me to drop and to resign. That well, of the old vision, I will not be able to deliver the goods. Will not be able to do anything. Even right up to today, yesterday, and every day, I keep on having threats from people I don't know. But the problem is, when I got that, well, I should resign so that they can go ahead. The women must be represented. If you put them in necessary, so vote for me as a treasurer of NCUDA NEC. I think I'll do my best. I will deliver the goods. And so now, I want to say that when I have to table that resignation, it was because of too many threats from people I don't know. Some I know them already. But my dear brothers and sisters, I know I'm somebody I love war, and I have war ahead. I've done a lot so that war can be out of darkness. Let me put it in that way. Where I'm asked to work, I will do it readily. I've never relent my efforts, whatever assignment I've asked to do. But if we said we are old and we can't do further, please, I want to say that if I'm elected, I'll be able to deliver the good. Thank you, Madam Moderator, for this opportunity.
Thank you to Madam Abono. And is Mr. Aken Paul available? He's next. He's also running for the position of Treasurer General.
Madam Director, thank you for giving me the right of speech. The phone of war, the EleCom chair, all protocol respected. I'm Nkunda Paul Aken, who is Inspector of Customs, aspiring for the post of Treasurer General for NCUDA. We have been talking about very beautiful ideas. Ideas that can transform war into a new society where love and development and unity shall be our focal point. I have an idea which I'm beckoning on the war people to embrace it in order that we shall attain our goals. The idea I have is in the short term and in the long term. The idea is the great idea, the great commitment, the great sacrifice. The great idea, the great commitment, the great sacrifice. We need to translate these beautiful ideas into realistic and feasible projects, and these need funds. I have a great idea which necessitates commitment and sacrifice. And the idea is to raise 400 million into NCUDA treasury in the short term and the long term. When I say in the short term, I mean raising 400, which we should raise in 3 years period. And the next 3 years period, we raise 200 million to complete the 400 million, which I am thinking for proper development and to move our world society ahead and to make it sustainable. We want to make our world society sustainable for the next 8 years. And to do that, I have said we'll do it the short term and the long term. Short term, 3 years, raising 200 million. The next 3 years, we raise 200 million to complete 400 million. How shall we do it? That is the next. I have created groups, which I will let you know. The first group is the House of Congress. The House of Congress. Those who shall belong to this group are vibrant work people, business magnates, those who have capabilities that have built more than 2-story buildings. They shall contribute 3 million francs in 6 years. Each. I mean each. And the 3 million, they will divide into 2. The first 3 years, each person will contribute 1 million, they will contribute 1 million 500 francs each. And the next 3 years, to complete their contribution of 3 million. That is the first House of Congress. The second is the House of Lords. The House of Lords will constitute moderate substantial
We have lost you. We've lost you, Mr. Akenpo. Yes. We've lost you. Are you still there? If you are, please, we need you to conclude because we are trying to manage our time.
Can you unmute? Can you unmute, please?
Okay. Okay.
So I was on the second list, the House of Lords.
Yes, can you please make it brief?
Are you getting me now?
Yes, but we would like you to be brief, please.
Yeah. Yeah, the third house will be the House of Commons. That they will contribute 1.5 million francs in 6 years. 750 for the first 3 years and 750 for the next 3 years. The next house will be the pillars. That each will contribute 1.2 million francs for 6 years, 50% the first 3 years and 50% the last 3 years. The fifth is the House of Dignitaries. That contribute 1 million francs for 6 years, 500,000 for the first 3 years, and the rest for the next 3 years to make 6 years. The next one is House of Patrons. That I suggest will contribute 900,000 for the 6 years. Last 450,000.
Have we lost him?
We lost him again.
Okay. Well,
I think the phone died or something.
Okay.
They just went off the grid. Yeah, they just went off the grid. Yeah, totally.
Okay, we'll move on to publicity secretary. We have two
finish, Madam Director. I'm not yet finished.
Oh, you're back. Okay, we lost you.
Yeah, I'm back. So
okay, sorry about that.
Has a house a lot.
Yeah, but you know that we are running against time, Mr.
Yeah.
Aken,
so the next house,
please.
the next I'm almost rounding up. The next house is River Andondo. Those who are four in this group contribute 600,000 francs. The next house is the house of Andy Waterfall, 500,000 francs. The next house is the Decent House, which they'll contribute 150,000 francs for 6 years. An evaluation of Kebongo sons and daughters shall be done to associate each to various groups, and voluntary attachment to each group shall be welcome. I want to beckon on our sons and daughters that they should try to know that to accomplish all the beautiful ideas, we need the finances. And I'm suggesting that the president might delegate some, we delegate some of us as collectors in the USA, in Europe, in Asia, and in South Africa. With this, the work can buy a caterpillar. They can carry out other development projects conveniently to forge and go ahead within the next 8 years. Thank you, Madam Director.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aken Paul, for your presentation. We're going to move on to publicity secretary. We have Mr. Ake Shadrach and Mr. Ndoawa Gideon. So, Mr. Ake Shadrach, please, you have the floor. Again, please, let's make this brief. Present yourself. Tell us why you think you should be elected publicity secretary. Very briefly, please. Thank you very much. Mr. Ake Shadrach.
I don't see his name on the lineup here. One last call for him, then we move on to Mr. Ndoawa.
He's there. Eke is there.
Okay.
It's Eke. Okay.
Okay. You have the floor.
I think the Eke I see is Eke Andrew, not Shadrach.
You people have jumped the financial secretary.
No, they will take, it is the way the moderators have arranged secretary.
Then the name should be Eke Shadrach.
Eke Shadrach is not on there. I can't say Shadrach.
Yeah, let's move on to the next page.
Mr. Ndoawa Gideon, is he there? Mr. Ndoawa Gideon for publicity secretary. Okay, if he's not there, we're going to move on to the financial secretaries. There's Mr. Eke Andrew. You are on, right?
Yeah, I see him. Mr. Eke, unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm on mute.
Okay, good.
Can I go ahead?
You're welcome. Yes, please present yourself and tell us why.
Thank you very much. All protocol duly respected. This is Ike Andrew Ake, a man from Jongwo, a man who loves his village. I'm a teacher by profession, an accounting teacher by profession. I've been teaching since 1998-99 academic year till now. Teaching now presently in GTH and GQA, and currently holding the position of Chief of Work Commercial. As a financial manager, I have the cream of experience to manage the finances of NCUDA. And of course, to be a leader in NCUDA, you should be one who had also grown through NCUDA. I started working with NCUDA as soon as I became a salaried worker. And I've been contributing to the activities of NCUDA up till today. I, Ike Andrew Ake, in 2014, I took my members from Bengui for the blueprint presentation and the grand fundraising at the Congress Hall in Bamenda, where we raised money. The names are there. And I've been the financial secretary of NCUDA Bengui branch, secretary of NCUDA Bengui branch, and today I'm the president of NCUDA Bengui branch. And I've also done a lot in community development. Currently the president of Bengui Central Cooperative Credit Union, where I've been working there for the past 12 years as chairman of board of directors with a lot of experience. I think that teaching computerized accounting in school, the database of NCUDA will be maintained and improved upon if given the opportunity. I stand to be challenged because I love my village. I go to the village often. Though living in Jukwa, because of the crisis I'm now in Bengui, where I started, I've taught for 22 years accounting, and I've been examiner and so on. And so I think that if given the chance, I will make NCUDA proud. Like someone who loves the village, I have always contributed. And even sometimes off head, I can give you the records of my members. So I am waiting for the electorate on the 18th to give me their vote, and they will not regret. I have the experience and the manpower. I'm still strong enough to man that activity for the next 4 years. At least if I should get there, then I must have fulfilled my personality as a woman who have walked through the youth, through the NCUDA, and up to the NEC as an executive member. I think by doing so, I will be completing the race. Thank you very much, and I'll be ready to answer questions that will follow.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eke Andrew. Now we'll call on Mr. Esamazo Walters, who is running against Mr. Eke Andrew. Mr. Esamazo Walters. Is he around? Okay, if he's not, we're going to go to the cultural secretary. There are 3 of them who are running for this position. We have Mr. Abie Jacob, Mr. Ako Joseph, and Mr. Aye Emmanuel. So we'll take them in that order. We'll start with Mr. Abie Jacob. Please be brief, present yourself, and say why you should be voted instead of the other 2 candidates. Thank you. Is he there, Mr. Abie Jacob? Okay, if he's not there, Mr. Ako Joseph. If he's not there, Mr. Aye Emmanuel. Is any of them there? Okay, we'll go to the organizing social secretary. They have 2 candidates, Mr. Abia Joseph and Mr. Gapche Vincent. So we'll start with Mr. Abia Joseph. Is he there? Mr. Abia Joseph.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Madam Moderator. First of all, I want to greet my fellow country people in my dialect. Engwo gajuru, engwo tedo, engwo gajuru, tedo ebe. Manake ga ndotono. That's engwo. To bogi yuzo gakwe mena asa Abie Joseph. Nizangi benge. Wa Yaounde. Wo for meeting Yaounde. National Secretary, Organizing Social Secretary Yaounde for the past 10 years. And Mdoton Mawa, Organizing Secretary CMA Bastos for the past 10 years. Mana ke gakwe, mana ke fono gakwe me fwe ebe ngwo indirabwa me tubche abwa mange kini na meeting me nyango mange indirabwa in bo mange ze mnange ndere ndekwe bona du inge inge meeting nange tomawe bonange inge delegate be mazenga bange tomawe ewo gakwe no to na bongo no bode ba na we ma bongwan emprende ye ma funge na bode anwo we ma bomele ele tunga kwano wo kuma go fo me pende de ze we bode mangende wa borbe mangende ko mago funde mane ko mena funde wo no minde we mago borbe ma bode me le aku ka fonje be magende anga bodi angende ande bango ndango bango so malaka kwe afun makini malaka ka kwe me fwe e ba benwo ne ta no we makal for ya wonde no jerenzo nyo goro George borenzo to me be cliff executive meeting be no for kwa keke in the social amakega Tawachinza de ko emenua funon de ko se bom so much when do to make a motion get bom so much better.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Abia, and we'll now take Mr. Gapche Vincent, who is running for the same position of organizing social secretary. And after that, we'll come back to Mr. Nduawa Gideon, who has come back.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator, for giving me the floor. The Forum War, Royal Highness, the Forum War, EleCom Chair, all other protocols respected. My name is Vincent Gapche. I'm a senior tax inspector by profession, and I am vying for the post of organizing secretary. I want to say that, to be very brief, I have a lot of experience in terms of organizations of events and activities at the level of Momo Division. So I think that if organizing a social secretary, I am experienced, a long-term experience of more than 10 years to the NCUDA, the Work Culture and Development Association. And I think that one of those very important activities to be organized is cultural activities and sporting activities amongst the Ngwo people, which I think with my experience, it's going to be well done and to the satisfaction of everybody. I want to say that all is not going to be about organization or organizing secretary. As a member of the panel, as I'm put as an executive member in the group, I'm going to support the policies that have been outlined by our future president, and I am going to participate in the team, because you talk about working as a team. Let us know that there is a lot of problem of unemployment in the Ngwo community. And this is as a result of the fact that Ngwo children, Ngwo people, most of them, they are not trained. They don't have any professional training. They don't learn jobs. they go to, so those of them who go to school, they go to university and have their degrees, and they come and stay behind and say, oh, there's no job, instead of going in for a professional training. Those who do not go to school, they don't learn any trade, and they stay behind and say, okay, there's no job. So I think I am going to participate in encouraging that policy of giving empowerment to more children who want to learn trades professionally, or you have learned a trade, you can never lack a job. Either you become an employer or you are an employee. And I want to add that, as we all know, war has remained for a long time an enclaved area with a lot of underdevelopment. I know that in war there is no water, no good water to drink, no electricity, no roads. Many schools that were created in war, but they are not all operational, and so on. So I think that I will give an impulse to the team in terms of in all these fields. And like the president said, we will have to look for better sources or further sources of financing rather than our simple contributions. That is looking for grants and other sources of financing. So I want to conclude by saying that my role is not going to be limited to organization only, which first of all we perfectly done, but it's going to go to other aspects. And I think that in the next 4 years, we will be able to take more to another level if I am voted into the executive committee of NCUDA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gapche. We're now going to go back to Mr. Nduawa, who is back now and running, vying for the position of publicity secretary. You have the floor.
Okay. Good evening, Madam Moderator. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. His Royal Highness the Founder of War, all protocol due respected members of the EleCom. I'm called Nduawa Gideon. I know I've been the publicity secretary in Yaoundé, NCUDA, for several years. And some of you know, when we organized in 2013, I was carrying what people to CRTV, and I had to explain to the whole world where Ngwo is found and I had to identify where Ngwo is located. I think if I'm voted into office, all the experience that I do have, being a publicity secretary in Yaoundé too, being in the youth as the second president of Ngwo Youth for Development Assistant, being a publicity secretary in CMF Bastos, and then the zonal coordinator was same movement Mongo of the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon. With all the experience I've grown here in Yaoundé, I'll be able to carry Ngwo people and make many people to know Ngwo, where Ngwo is found. Because at times you will see from Jikwa, I think we go to the net and try. Many people don't know about our village and where the village is found. Many people don't even know that Ngwo is found in Momo division, and it is in Jikwa subdivision. And the name Jikwa is taken from the village in Ngwo. So with my experience as being the publicity secretary here in Yaoundé, in NCUDA, and also working in NCUDA for many years, I'll be able to make the whole world to know our village, and also to work with the New Vision team to see that we develop many things. Being an educationist, because for 18 years, I've been a teacher by profession. I think I'll be able to work like what our president is saying, to see that we open Ngwo children into many concourse to see that at least when they are preparatory classes for a NAM, Economa, and other things, I'll be able to assist and see that every year, 1 or 2 persons from our own village should be able to be admitted into the schools of Treasure or Marwa. I think I have the experience. I'm thinking that if people vote for me, I'll be able to do my best and share my experience to see that our village should be known worldwide.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nduawa.
Hello?
Yes, thank you very much for your presentation. We'll now move to the next candidate. We'll take the Vice Financial Secretary, Mrs. Ambo Florence. Is she available? Vice Financial Secretary, she's standing on her own, solo, no competition, but would like to have you present yourself and tell us what you intend to do as Vice Financial Secretary. Okay, if she's not there, we'll take the Vice Organizing Social Secretary, Mr. Ekwe Joseph. Mr. Ekwe Joseph, he's standing by himself. So we just need him to present himself and tell us what he intends to do briefly. If he's not available, we'll go on to the organizing, the vice. No, we've done that already. Okay. I think we've gone round. No, I think the Vice Secretary General. The Vice Secretary General, Mr. Egorewu David. Is he available?
I didn't see him online. I've not seen him. He should be at home in Goa. That's
okay. What about then? Is Mr. Esamazo Walters there? Christopher, rather. Christopher. He's running for Vice Secretary General.
I can't see him on the panel, my panel here.
Okay, so that means we've gone through all the list of candidates who are present on this town hall. So we will take 2 questions for the rest of the candidates. But before that, I think I have some questions here that have come in from some of the electorate, and they are requesting the President, the Secretary General, and the Treasurer to present their track records of their participation in NCUDA in the past years, so that we can know their availability and their track record for what they've been doing. So, Mr. President, please, can you just quickly give us your track record, the different positions and what you've done in NCUDA in the past years? And we'll go to the Secretary General and then to the Treasurer. Thank you.
Madam Moderator, thank you for coming back to me. A one-time American statesman, I think Theodore Roosevelt, once said, "It is not the number of years that spent counts, but life in the years." You might have spent 30 years in NCUDA and may not have done what somebody in his 5 years has done. It is important to ask from people around what this particular candidate has done than for the candidate to talk about his or herself. In fact, it is important to know that in Limbe, I came here, it is not up to 6 years. I am the project chairman of NCUDA Limbe branch. I negotiated and bought a piece of land for NCUDA Limbe, a surface area of 1,000 meters square, very accessible, strategic. We bought it for 2 million francs, just 2 million francs, using my influence. So it's important to know that the required President General has the required influence to achieve the required dreams. I used 2 million francs to buy a surface area of 1,000 meters square in Limbe. There is an ongoing construction of a conference center for those who want to stop in Limbe and to know that there is an ongoing construction of a conference center in Limbe, a magnificent conference center in Limbe. It has apartments up there, rooms up, and a fund. We have made provision for a room only for the fund. Each time when he comes to Limbe, he can rest there. I want to assure you that Limbe is a touristic site. It's a touristic town. And most of our brothers in the diaspora, each time they will come to Cameroon, they will obviously want to visit Limbe. If you come to Limbe and have that possibility, or if you get to know that your own place, your own people, they have constructed a conference center where you can even rest, you can spend the night, it is more important than people spending 30 years. So that is just what I have done for the short time that I've been in Limbe. The other participations are there in the village, at quarter levels and at village levels. The records are there. If we want to open the records, I think we may be up to tomorrow. So rest assured, I am not coming here just because I want to come and start. I'm not coming to dream about projects. I am already inside the projects, executing them. Ask the people in Limbe, they will tell you. I want to equally use the opportunity to appeal to our brothers and sisters that we are actually looking for assistance. Tomorrow, you will receive videos of the foundation that we're already raising, the pillars are being raised. So we are pleading on the Ngwo sons and daughters outside for assistance by this video. So thank you very much, Madam Moderator.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. What did I want to say? Thank you very much, Mr. Presidential Candidate, right? That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so we'll ask the Secretary Generals, there are two of them, please just enumerate what you've done for NCUDA this far. So we'll start with Mr. Abono Humfred, and then we'll go to Mr. Itamo Walters.
Yeah, thank you once more. If those of you who have Ngwo Global, Ngwo World, Ngwo Family World, and Ngwo Language and Culture should have heard how active I have been in the NCUDA. In fact, I even told the story of it's like I'm not. I even told the story of how I was chair of organizing committee of chair of cultural committee, and the encounter I had with the juju that scared me. Notwithstanding, I have been very active. Even though at one point our branch, the Chang branch was severed from because most of the members that were there were transferred, and so we were few of us, and the branch was no longer very active. But if you trace the records backwards, you will see how active I was. like the President General to be, talked of tracing development issues right to quarters. If you trace, you will see that there is no development issue in SIR, in which I've not participated. Now, we are with a better opportunity, a better coordination, and I think we'll improve on our output. What matters now is the way forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Abono. And we'll call on Mr. Etamo. Briefly, your track record in NCUDA.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Moderator. You recall with me, the president to be did indicate a while ago that it's not about personal aggrandizement, but it's about what we can bring to table to take NGO to the next level. I came into NCUDA a few years back. Before I got into NCUDA, obviously I used to be a student in the University of Boya. And for those who were there back then, I happen to have been the financial secretary and one of those who helped put back the World Students Association at that time into function. We got it functional in Boya before it was later transformed. Before the youth later moved to NIDMA, I was one of the pioneer members of NIDMA. We happen also through thanks to efforts of those who were around me, we organized the most successful NIDMA forum ever. To date, those of you who had opportunities to attend those events, you remember the first NIDMA forum that was organized in Yaoundé. I personally led that organization in the capacity of the president at that time. And till date, it remains the most successful that had ever been done. That aside, at the level of the quarter, I've been the Secretary General, the Financial Secretary to the Ngebenge Core Development Union, and presently the Secretary General of the Ngebenge Cultural and Development Association. So within my time as a student, within my time into NCUDA, I've been very, very, very participative. I don't happen to be on the Yaoundé Bureau, but for those who are in Yaoundé, they can attest to the fact that I was also very instrumental to what we now have as a constitution in Yaoundé, because I happen to have been the secretary to the commission that was charged with producing a document that actually reflected the aspirations of the Ngwo people in Yaoundé. I'm sure at this point in time, the Yaoundé people are proud of what we have been able to put to table. And it doesn't just end there. We still have a long way ahead. And we think the experience we've taken all through from the youth and now to NCUDA will help us get NCUDA, which will be better from what we now see. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll now call on the treasurer, the candidate that are running for the position of Treasurer General. And we have Madam Abono Mary and Mr. Aken Paul. So we'll start with the lady, as usual.
It's okay.
Madam Moderator, Madam Abono is online. And I want to say that my list is long, and I want to put it in point form. I have been the Secretary General to NCUDA Bamenda branch from 1998 to 1999. Together, I joined the purchase of the present land where our hall is on it. President of Women Meeting from that 1999. Then, where I made a membership of 45. When I took over, I brought the membership to 135 before handing over as we appointed to move to Jakiru, my husband. I've been contributing since 1999 for Angwe Ngwo. I've never failed for 1 year. Contributing for the development of Ngwo in all aspects, especially the palace project, which I've been doing all this while. I'm now being the current president of the SO meeting branch in Bamenda. I urge my members to contribute to the development of Ngwo as a whole, contributing for all other things that are going on, especially the tiring of the floor, which is ongoing now and almost getting to completion. There are a lot. I don't even know which of them to say is the most important or whatever. Since 1998, I've done a lot for Ngwo through contribution, participation, and all the like. I'm somebody I don't speak much. So far, that is what I've done for Ngwo. And I think with all this, I'm fit for that position because I'll be able to give accountability in relation to what to come in for the development of our village. Thank you, Madam Moderator.
Thank you, Madam. Sorry, now thank you, Madam Abono. We'll now go to Mr. Aken Paul for his brief presentation of his track record.
Thank you, Madam Director. I have been in sub-president twice. It's a subset of NCUDA. I brought both children together. They're moving home to know themselves and to learn their culture. That's why I submitted my candidature for the 2 years. I had been also the president of the Ngabenge Youth Solidarity Movement, which is a subset of NCUDA. I equally had been a sponsor of the youth activities, which recently took place in Yaoundé. And I have contributed enormously for the acquisition, NCUDA acquisition of a land of 1,000 meters square in Yaoundé. And recently, in the month of July this year, 2022, I contributed 500,000 into NCUDA coffers Yaoundé branch, which now we have a hall. I'm proud to say that we have a hall, NCUDA hall in Yaoundé. We have paid 50% of the amount, and the rest we still have about 10 million that we have to pay. Madam Moderator, I love my village. I will continue to sacrifice. And that's why I call on my brothers and sisters, home and abroad, that we should change our attitude and move our village ahead by contributing enormously. Thank you, Madam Director.
Thank you very much. On that note, we will be concluding because we are running out of time. And I think that we have exhausted the questions that we got in from the different electorates that were interested in doing so. So I want to thank all the candidates who were here this evening for their presentations, for their responses to our questions. It has been an interesting exercise. It's one that is transparent and an innovative one. I know we've had technical issues, but we are coming to an age where the virtual reality is the reality. And so we will need to be using that. And especially since NCUDA is a global association, So thank you very much for your participation, and I'd like to pay my respects again to His Royal Highness and to all others who are here present, and including the outgoing president, Mr. Matthew Akoko. And I wish all of the candidates who are vying for positions success, and appeal to the electorate that they are volunteering, they're not being paid for this, they are volunteering their time and their energy and their finances. So it's a laudable exercise, sacrifice that they're doing. And so we should give them our support. So thank you very much for the opportunity to do this in the interest of the development of our village. I'll now hand over the floor to the communications officer, Mr. Ntabe Waters. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. There is no way I can say thank you. I think that Ngwo has had a taste of what they have produced, what CRTV, what other media houses have been getting from you. Ngwo has had it in real today. So I want to say that there was no other way we could get this except from you. And I'm really sorry. I'm sure that most of the team will also be very sorry for putting this burden on you, because Matthew Anu, who was supposed to be a co-moderator, had a massive problem with network. And the only thing he could do was to communicate with me, and it was not enough for it to go through. Trying to get through to the public, to the Ngwo people, he could not get through. But thank God, that load is not as heavy as the one he used to carry in CITV and some other places. Jesse, we want to say again, thank you very much. So at this point, I would call on the chair for EleCom to say a last word for what he wants to do. And normally what we know sometimes, Jesse, you remember that when you used to probably ask questions to some of the people who come at CRTV or you go out there, at the end, they always say, okay, let's make the analysis. You go to the studio, you make analysis, but unfortunately, we're not going to make analysis. We leave the enjoyment to come at the end when we are going to work together with the EleCom team and with our very special chair who is going to get this process to an end, which Ngwo people will never, never, ever forget. So, Chair, this is...
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. PRO. Thank you so much, Madam Moderator, Sister Jessie, for a marvelous job. I can't repeat everything the public relations officer has said about you and your performance here. It was just phenomenal. Again, many thanks to you. To our fund, we thank you for sitting through this town hall, which you pretty much green lighted all of this at the very beginning when you gave the go ahead for these elections to happen under the auspices of the NCUDA National Executive Committee under the leadership of Dr. Matthew Akoko. We at a historic moment in our lives as a village, and we have to seize this moment, all of us as sons and daughters of Ngwo here, and turn a new page for our village and look ahead. A lot has been said about the past. Usually the past would inform decisions of the future. We would use that past just for that purpose, so that we don't go down that road ever again. and just move forward. To our candidates, I want to salute you all for staying on this long, for coming on in the first place, and telling the Ngwo people what you can do for them, what you can do for us all. That was courageous of you. It speaks of your devotion, your commitment to the well-being and to the better welfare of our village. On the EleCom side, we continue to encourage you. We still have a week to go to the day. Election day is September 18th, 2022, which is next Sunday. Our people will be voting all over the world, wherever they find themselves. The process too is as elaborate as it can get, leaving no stone unturned for any errors on the way. We are just praying for good tidings on that day, no insecurity, no security issues, so that everything goes as planned. So once again, thank you, dear candidates, for coming on and showcasing your talents and what you have. You can offer the Ngwo people. To our audience, you have been great, just staying through all of this and listening. We want to again salute you all. You are also going to be the voters on September 18th. Please take your civic duty seriously. Go out there and vote. Don't just sit back and say, okay, well, my candidate is President General, or my candidate is, which other positions are running solo. You still have to go vote. If you show those candidates running solo, you show your President General that you stand with him and that you bought his vision that he presented. So you have to vote. He needs to come out of it fully aware that he has the backing of the people. And for any other person running solo, the same needs to be done. So don't stay home, go out and vote for every single candidate that you find on that ballot paper, who has made their intention known to you today. You have listened to them. You have enough time between now and then on election day to still reconsider and make an informed choice for election day. So at this point, I'm not sure what else to add, but for those in Cameroon and in Europe, it will be bedtime for you soon. We wish you a lovely evening, and until you go to bed, have a good night's sleep. And we'll all wake up tomorrow to a new day and start on the last lap of this awesome journey that we have been on together. So we're going to end this right now on that note. Once again, thanking our moderator, Madam Jessie Ekokwe, and Mr. Anong Matthew, who unfortunately could not be on throughout. Technical challenges always, happen. And so we take that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. On that note, we'll end here. And let's just give ourselves a big hand of applause, if you can, for those that are on, right? And I would be remiss, please, if I didn't say something about Team EleCom. There's going to be more said on the day we are declaring the results. It's going to be on a Zoom platform too, like this. On D-Day, on E-Day, we will be we'll have a Zoom like this open to the public. But just to give updates here and there, but no results updates will be given per se. We'll save the updates for the publication day of the results. So we are hoping to have everything in on same day, barring any unforeseens.
if Putin comes in on election day, then there is no reason why other parts of the world would not send in their own results, right? So we hope to have everything on that day. This platform will be open. You can come in and go out just to get the pulse of where things are, but without actually knowing what the results are at that time. If there are issues in any part of the world, some polling stations are having problems, yeah, you may be updated about that. But the final results itself will happen maybe the day after, once we've tabulated everything and also confirmed that we don't have any protests, there's nobody contesting anything, and that we have done all the necessary verifications of the actual results. And we are going to come up with another Zoom announcement for the day we publish results on a platform like this. So rest assured, the process is transparent, it is fair, a lot of work has been done. So Team EleCom, once more, I cannot thank you enough for your dedication, for your commitment, for the endless hours that we have spent together during this entire process. But more on that on the 18th. So good night, everybody, in Europe, in Cameroon, and out here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Sister Jessie, much love, all right?
Thank you.